Hello everybody, it is Sukasa. Welcome back to my Minecraft 1.5 Let's Play of the Feed the Beast Unleashed mod pack. So last time we talked about how to get these thermal expansion machines up and going so we can get proper ore outputs. And kind of had to cut it off there because we were running a little long time-wise, and I don't want these videos to be too terribly long, around a half hour at the most. So I didn't quite finish everything I wanted to talk about with these machines. We still need to get a water source set up so we don't have to manually fill up these steam engines. I also want to talk a little bit about how to get the most efficiency out of your coal with these steam engines, and show off a couple of more features. So that's what we're going to do in today's episode. So let's get back to it. I've smelted a bit. As you can see, it's finishing up the last of the copper there, and it's giving me 4 pulverized gold out of the rest of that copper. Not too bad. It's automatically filling up to 10. Nice. So in our chest over here, we've got quite a bit of iron and copper out of that, which is really nice considering how much ore we put into it to get so many ingots out. I really love that. Now, there are a couple of things about the energy generation here that I didn't really touch on last time that are pretty important. You guys should know. The engines here, as they're supplying power to the furnace and the pulverizer, these machines, they kind of auto-regulate their energy consumption. So if it's not getting enough energy, it will just slow down how quickly it's cooking things, and they kind of auto-regulate to balance each other out. So that's a pretty nice little feature. The other thing that I didn't really mention is these internal buffers inside of the powered furnace and the pulverizer are permanent buffers. So if this thing has a full 4800 and you shut your engines off and just go away, that energy will stay in it. However, the little buffer in here that I mentioned in the hobbyist steam engine, this will not stay. If I were to take this coal out of here and the heat as it's drawing down, once it runs out of that heat, this thing is this total heat bar at 500 is going to start to go down, and once that goes down, the steam level will go down, and once it's totally out of heat and the steam's dropped off, then it's going to start sending out its internal buffer, and that will happen every time. So you need to keep that in mind because you've got about 7.5 MJ worth of energy left in here, even after the heat is dissipated. So to keep the most efficient use of your coal, you got to kind of plan ahead with that. If you've only got a little bit of ore left to smelt, you don't want that the coal to keep drawing down, as I will demonstrate here. We'll just take the coal out of it, let the heat dissipate, and so long as there's heat in here, that MJ is going to stay in there until the heat drops down. Then it's going to pump that out. So I might have even waited a bit too long to pull that out, and we might end up wasting a little bit of energy. What I like to do in that situation is just have a little bit of cobblestone on hand or some food or something to throw in there, so I'm not wasting my energy, and just kind of do the math in my head. That's just my OCD. You don't have to do that, obviously, but it's good to know that that's how that works. All right, so moving along, the next thing we need to talk about here is the water source. You can see my water is draining down. It doesn't go down too terribly quickly, but it is of some concern. Having to run back and forth every time to fill it up is an annoyance. So we made the aqueous. I have no idea where I put it. Okay, I found it. We made that aqueous accumulator last time, and I dug out a space to put it, but I had to stop because I realized the time was running too long, and I have to make something else to make this work. The aqueous accumulator, it works by putting a source of water block on either side of it. So I'm going to put the aqueous accumulator in the middle, and I'll put a bucket of water here and here, and that will fill into it and feed it, fill it up at all times. It will just keep continuously being filled up. Now, if you place your aqueous accumulator, it does slowly generate a little bit of water, depending on your biome that you're in. But that's no good. To keep it full at all times, you need a source block of water on 2 sides of it. So that's all well and good, but how do we get the water out of the aqueous accumulator and into the engines? Well, that is the problem here. As we talked about before, you make first the wooden transport pipe, and that's what sends items, but you can't send energy through that. So we had to upgrade them to these energy conductive pipes. And to send water through, well, neither of those pipes will work. You have to upgrade them, instead of into conductive, into water pipes. So how do we make the right pipe? Well, let's take a look at water. And as you can see in here, there are pipes called waterproof pipes, and this is what we're going to have to use. And I'm going to use the golden one because that's a pretty good quality that will pump it through at a decent rate. And that just requires the golden transport pipe, upgraded that with pipe waterproof, and we get the waterproof pipe. But this is where it gets a bit tricky, because the pipe waterproof, if we see what that requires, it's beeswax, and that's added by forestry, and we're nowhere ready for that. There are alternative methods to that, however. So if we click the arrow here to see all the different methods, and there's only two, but the alternate one is cactus green. And of course, cactus green is just cooking a piece of cactus in a furnace. But that again is a problem, because whenever we were out and about, we didn't see any deserts nearby. There were a jungle, and there was we're in a plains, and I think there was a snow biome nearby, and even in extreme hills, but there was no desert. So we're either going to have to go on a journey looking for oh my gosh, see, this is the problem I was mentioning. There's still a lot of energy being produced here, and it's just being wasted. So I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Getting distracted. I'm going to put some cobblestone. Now, this is important. Do not put your cobblestone, if you want smooth stone, that is, do not put your cobblestone into the pulverizer, because this is what's going to happen. It's going to pulverize your stone, and you're not going to get smooth stone. It's going to pulverize it down into the sand, and your sand is going to get smelted out into glass. So if you want smooth stone, don't put it in the pulverizer, put it directly into the powered furnace. But I do want a little bit more glass, so that's okay. Saves me the time of digging up sand. But speaking of sand, that's where the cactus grows, and there is none of that around. So how are we going to do that? Well, this is where I want to introduce a pretty neat mod that's part of the pack called Equivalent Exchange. Equivalent Exchange 3 is part of this pack, and there's also, I want to introduce a hotkey for NEI that I have failed to mention thus far. If you go into the item subset here, left click that, and this is kind of finicky. You have to be very careful and mindful of where your mouse is moused over, because if you're not properly moused over on it, it just disappears, and it's very annoying. But we're going to mouse over mod, and this shows a list of all the different mods. And if we grab, see, this is very finicky. Grab a hold of, or mouse over this bar here, it's the scroll bar, and carefully drag this till we find Equivalent Exchange 3. Now, if we mouse over that, over here on this side, you will see the different items. See, and there it goes. God dang it. Oh, I hate this. We'll see the different items that are part of Equivalent Exchange 3. Now, to get around the freaking mouse problem, all you have to do is, if you hold Shift and left-click the name of the mod, over here on this side, it will show you all the items that are part of that mod. That's how I generally do it, because it's much better to do that than fighting with that stupid mouse. So, if we can see in here, there are quite a few different things, but the one we're looking for is called the Minion Stone. And what the Minion Stone allows you to do is, it's kind of like a Philosopher's Stone. There is a Philosopher's Stone here too. But if you've seen like Full Metal Alchemist, which is what my character here's skin is based on, it works a lot like that. It allows you to transmute an item into another item if it has an equivalent value, an equivalent exchange. So, this is really cool. We're going to need to make one of these to transmute something into cactus green. And if we look at the recipe here, it requires us to get these shards of minium. It requires 8 of them. And these shards of minium drop off of monsters that you fight, and we've got quite a few of them in the chest in there. But it also requires an inert stone. And if we see that, it's 4 smooth stone with 4 iron and a gold in the middle. So I'm going to gather up these items, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and we see our engines are dwindling down. It's still got 1100 in each, or 1300 in these and 1100 in that one. Still a lot of energy left in these, and my cobble is still smelting out into sand and getting smelted into glass. But you can also see I'm getting, as an extra goodie, gravel. So whenever you pulverize your cobblestone, it gives you gravel as an extra bit. And you can actually pulverize gravel to get flint, but that doesn't get smelted in anything. You'll just have to pull it out of the pulverizer to get flint. But that's good because it saves you the time of having to just lay down gravel and pick it up with a shovel to hopefully pop out, flint. That was a real pain to have to do in vanilla. But I'm gonna take a look here, and looks like we got about 11. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this out here to make it stop doing that, so that way it will start to fill back up. I want a little bit of energy in its buffer in case I want to pulverize something without having to turn the engine on. So that should allow me to take all of the energy left in these and store it permanently in this buffer. Anyway, though, moving along, let's just clear this up real quick. Okay, so I've picked up my 8 minion shards and all of the other goodies that we will need. Let's get making on this. So we just put, to make the inert stone, our materials like that. That gives us the inert stone, and we surround that with the 8 minion shards, or shards of minion rather, that we picked up from monsters we've killed, and that gives us the minion stone. It's a really cool item. It works kind of like the clipboard too. If you have it in your hand and you hit C, it will pull up a full crafting window, but it doesn't have those really useful buttons on it, so I don't use it for that anymore now that the clipboard's in the mod pack. But there's a really cool functionality with this where you could actually transmute items sitting around in the world. Like this dirt here. You can see it's like glowing white because I moused over it. And in the bottom right of the screen, you will see a cobblestone symbol. So what does that mean? That means that if I click now, it will transmute this dirt into cobblestone. Or I could push G to cycle through the different items that are of equivalent value to this dirt, which is a grass block, a piece of sand, dirt, which doesn't make any sense because it is dirt, and a cobblestone. Also, if I laid down a piece of cobblestone, then I could transmute that into dirt or sand or grass, which is pretty cool. So if you need sand and you don't have any, you could just transmute this piece of dirt here and right click it, and boom, it turns into sand. It's pretty cool. Or we could turn it into cobblestone. Now that doesn't work with smooth stone because that is, these items like dirt is not of equivalent value to smooth stone, only of sand and cobble. So that's a pretty cool functionality though, but you'll see that the durability goes down each time you do that. If you do use it as a crafting window, that I believe does not reduce durability. Just transmuting really reduces its durability. So what we need to do here is to take a look at the cactus greens. Cactus. How am I spelling that? Let's C-A-C. Derp. Alright, cactus green. Take a look at this recipe, and you can see that using a minion stone and some rose red, that's how we transmute cactus green. So I'm going to grab one of my red flowers. Okay, yep, and this is why I was picking up those red and yellow flowers, because it's very useful in many different things. You can transmute them into other things. We're going to have to pull out our rose red, and then we take our rose red and take the minion stone itself, put it in the crafting window, and boom, gives us cactus green. So let's pull off at least 2 pieces of that, I think. And of course it took a little bit of durability away from that. Alright, so if we take our cactus green here and we stick that in the crafting window, we can then pull out the pipe waterproofing. I was thinking that pipe waterproofing came out in more yield than one at a time, so I'm going to grab a couple more pieces of that rose red and do this again. Be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and made a couple of extra pieces of pipe waterproofing there. And now, as I showed you earlier, we just combined that with our golden transport pipe, and that will give us the waterproof pipe we need. So I will make just the bare minimum here of 1. That gives us a yield of 8. And we'll combine that. I don't think I'm actually going to need all 6 of that pipe waterproofing just yet. I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to save 2 of those for a later date. So let's take half of those golden transport pipes and combine that together, and that gives us the 4 waterproof ones we needed. Awesome. Now we can go ahead and get working on setting this up. Let me clear this up a little bit. Okay, so how we're going to do this is going to have to get a bucket of water back there and be ready rather quickly to put down the aqueous accumulator. But there is a slight problem with this because the front of it here you cannot output put to. So we have to make sure that it's turned so this output is facing this way. That's a little bit tricky. You have to be at a bit of an angle. I'm going to do that just like this though. So it should work out with the front popping out this way, giving the side output that way. So let's try it. Place the water down, place that down, and boom, there we go. Awesome. Now we just need to put another square of water right here and close it up so it's contained, and lay down our waterproofing. So I'm going to grab another bucket. Be right back. Okay, ready to place down the next bucket. Just drop it here, close it off, and that should do it. Yep, our levels are rising and it is full, and that will keep it continuously filled up by having 2 squares of water around it. Now we just drop down our waterproof pipe to here. Remember, orange is output, so that's set right, and place it here. Here. Oh wait, whoops! I messed that up. How do I pop that off? Do I use that? No, I use a pick. Okay. Okay, let me try this again here. Grab our waterproof pipe. I need to put the one here and then there. Those 2 should auto-connect. Yes, and then place it here. And it's going to fill up slowly until it's full. Yes, alright, that's working. And it's filled up all of our engines. And they will now stay completely filled up at all times because the water flowing through the pipes at a good rate due to them being made out of good materials. Awesome. So that solves our little dilemma of having to carry around buckets of water back and forth, which was no good. Let me just pretty this up a little bit. Do I have any smooth stone left? Oh god, another king slime's out there? That's annoying. I don't think I do have any more smooth stone lying about. Well, that's a bit of a pain. I'm going to smelt some of that up in a bit though, and I'm going to pretty all of this up actually. I've got a plan. Oh man, it's going to look good. Can't wait. Where? Oh my god, don't tell me he's out there by my farm. That would really piss me off. What was... Oh my god. Let me unload my stuff and go see what the hell's going on out there. Alright, let's go see where the hell this thing is. What is going on out here? Are you trying to trample my crops? I think you are. I have a dark zone out here? Where would he have spawned at? I don't get it. No, sorry, I don't get it at all. That is a king slime right there, though. Huh. Well, let's deal with him. Oh, yeah. Come on, get some. Oops, he's too far away. I don't like how far away he is. Get back here. Come on, over here. Over here. I'm the one I keep knocking him back with that bow. It's not good. What is he doing? This is insanity. What is that? Clay. I'm going to come back for that. Oh, man. What is this guy doing? I don't want to get trapped in the water with him either. That would be bad. Where'd he go? Oh my gosh. I don't think I have enough arrows to finish him off. This is not good. Oh no, I missed. Make every arrow count. Oh crap. I don't think that will count enough. Get onto this land over here. Alright, sucker. You're going down. 2, 3. Oh god, I only got 1 left. That makes... Oh, and I missed it! Oh no! Oh no. God dang it. Come on. Come on. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Come at me. Keep you in the water. Come on. Why are you lagging? No, 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 no. You stay there. God dang it. Get back, get back, get back. Back, you piece of crap. Yes. Stay back. Ha ha ha. Hell yeah. And he gave me a minion stone. What do you give me? What do you give me? Ooh, and a hatchet. Nice. A crap ton of XP. Sweet. Alright. Well, be right back. Okay, so we got a 2 shards of minium, a slime, and a hatchet out of it. So that's pretty cool. Not bad. It's a very unexpected and very unexpected side diversion. And I think it's a good wrapping up point, kind of. It's pretty much about it. We talked about what we needed to do to get the automatic water setup. Showed you a workaround for getting the cactus green using the minium stone. How the power works with the internal buffer here, which is now Imput. So we need to shut these engines off and then put our coal back in. So that way it is ready to go next time. And I would highly advise, if you've only got a few... oh boy, it's going to start raining. And yeah, definitely a good wrapping up point. Anyway, if you've only got a few pieces of stuff to smelt, if you only got 3 things, you could probably, if your buffer is full, you could probably do that. But if you've got like 20, that's probably too much for the buffer, and not really worth it to kick on the engine. So I personally wait till I've got at least 100 pieces of ore. So if I have like 40 iron, 40 copper, and like 20 to 40 of something else, that's when I do my smelting. So I let it accumulate a little bit. And again, I cannot reiterate enough, do not do anything with your aluminum ore in these things. It will only give you half output. You want to save that for the Tinker's Construct Smeltery, which we will again get to very, very soon. But anyway, I think it's a good wrapping up point. I'm going to call it here. I hope you did enjoy. I feel that I didn't really explain it quite how I would have liked. It was probably a bit convoluted. I do apologize, but hope you learned something nonetheless. And don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more. Until next time, this is Sukasa signing out. I hope you all have a good one.